Hi there, good morning, and welcome to our Action 2 News this morning live stream. I'm Tammy Elliott.
And I'm Emerson Lehman. Thanks for streaming along with us this morning. And this week, Kaukauna High School adding a splash of lime green to its signature school colors of orange and black.
Yeah, this is part of an initiative there to bring awareness to students' mental health. Kristen Allen is live this morning outside Kaukauna High School. Kristen, tell us about Go Lime Green for Mental Health.
Yeah, this is obviously, as we said, a mental health initiative happening here at Kaukauna High School this week. And the school tells me that they do a variety of different things on a regular basis to really get at mental health within the school. But this is something new that they're doing this week. It's a partnership with the National Alliance on Mental Health, or NAMI Fox Valley. They were able to sort of bring it to the school. And so throughout the course of this week, they've been doing a variety of different activities. Of course, they are wearing that lime green, which is the national color for mental health awareness, but they've also been learning some coping strategies and doing some other activities as well to really sort of break that stigma surrounding mental health. And really the goal with it is trying to get kids to feel comfortable to go to an adult or go to someone they trust if they feel like they're struggling with anything or if they're struggling emotionally. So it's really sort of getting kids to feel comfortable doing that now.
The students there, what do they say are some of the issues that they're facing and that their peers are facing?
Well, Emerson, I really think it's sort of interesting because when I was talking with some of these students yesterday, I told them, you know, I'm much older than you, but when I was in high school, the word mental health was never mentioned. And I feel like in today's society, we sort of talk about it a lot more. It's a lot more socially acceptable to talk about. But even in schools, it's being talked about a lot more because of the pressures. And it's not that those pressures weren't there when I was in school. They were still there. It's just that people are talking about it now. And I talked to some students who say they feel a lot of pressure to excel and get good grades. They're taking AP classes. I also talked to a star basketball player on the varsity team who says he feels pressure with the sport, and once you start winning, you feel that pressure to keep winning. And he's taking several classes that are advanced. He's taking a Fox Valley Tech class as well. So they feel all this pressure to excel, and it can be overwhelming, not to mention the pressure that's added with maintaining friendships and social lives and the role that social media plays as well.
And you mentioned the varsity basketball player, the game this week, they're incorporating this initiative into the game, right?
They are. So that's kind of how the week is culminating on Friday with a varsity boys basketball game here at home at Kaukauna. They're playing Nina, but they also wanted to emphasize that they're really trying to come together with the whole community and with Nina as well. So both of the teams, Nina and Kaukauna, will be wearing that lime green color for their warm-ups, the t-shirts, and then the dance team will also be wearing lime green during its performance. Really just a way to draw the community together to raise awareness for mental health and let people know that it's okay to talk about it. It's okay to seek help if you are struggling, and also in talking to someone from NAMI of Fox Valley, she emphasized that there's really better outcomes when you start talking to kids younger. And actually, NAMI goes in to talk to kids as young as 3rd and 4th grade because when kids feel comfortable talking about it, there's a better, as I said, just better results in terms of being able to deal with some of the things they are dealing with, like anxiety and depression. And that game is at 7:15 on Friday.
All right, Kristen Allen joining us live in Kaukauna this morning, talking about a very important topic there, Kristen. We certainly appreciate that, and we want to talk about another important topic, baby food. Aisha joining us now. Good morning.
Good morning. So we have a lot to talk about when it comes to a new study that has looked at additives and different things that maybe shouldn't be in baby food. So this latest study I found, it's from the Nutrients Journal, and what it says is a clear majority of baby foods, but also snacks and drinks in the U.S. are ultra processed and might have additives that are linked to possible health issues, which is something we've talked about at the safety desk before when we talk about ultra processed foods. The names and brands, this is important, the names and brands of the baby foods were not disclosed in this study. I know a lot of parents would actually want to know what brands those are, but they were not named. But the researchers did look at 651 different foods, and they say 70%, more than 70% actually, of them had additives that are connected to what they're calling inflammation and disruptions in the gut microbiome, so impacting a baby's health, a toddler's health. And these experts, these researchers, they're worried babies are exposed to these foods, and if they are for a long period of time, that they'll get used to, eating and preferring sugar, artificial flavors over something that's more natural, something that's more nutritious, eventually leading to an unhealthy lifestyle for a long time. The CDC also just recently did a recent report finding most foods eaten by kids in the U.S. are ultra-processed foods. So when we talk about ultra-processed, it's foods that are far away from being the whole food, the natural version of what they actually are. Previous studies also have shown eating ultra-processed foods can lead to a major list of health issues, including obesity. We've talked about type 2 diabetes included in that. We also just recently, I think it was this past week, a local bill with local lawmakers looking to work on a bill. It's called the Safe Baby Food Act. It would require transparency when it comes to disclosing heavy metal toxins. So it's a little bit different, but still things that maybe parents wouldn't want to see in their child's baby food. Things like lead, arsenic, mercury. Consumer Reports also just recently revealed it tested 41 types of powdered formula for a number of different toxins, which they found. And so with all of this said, it's kind of scary to hear all of that as a parent. So I did a little bit of digging and I found a reputable source for everybody. The George Institute for Global Health, they have an app, it's called Food Switch. And you can learn about the nutritional facts about hundreds of different baby foods that are across the world, different products, including snacks and drinks and things like that. So you can learn a little bit more, dig a little bit deeper about what you're giving to your child. We already have that linked under the Safety Desk tab. So it's a pretty helpful source after hearing all of that scary information.
Yeah, I feel like it's one of those things when you're looking at the label, and you keep going down and down and down.
Don't know what it is.
And you're like, what is that?
Right.
You can't even pronounce the things that are on there.
It's tricky.
So yeah, so that's good. Good to know about that app
Absolutely.
too. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Keeping those little babies healthy.
Exactly.
Thanks. All right, let's take a look and taking that sunrise just for a moment there in Manitowoc. So beautiful over the lake.
We were talking, we have to enjoy that while we have it now.
Yes.
During our morning show. The timing works out well, Steve, for us.
Yeah, it's always nice to be able to see this here in the TV studio. And, if we weren't doing our jobs, maybe peek outside and go enjoy that sunrise. Now, if you're going to go outside to catch the sunrise, you definitely need to dress warmly. It's a cold morning. We've got temperatures in the teens across east central Wisconsin. It is 7 in Green Bay. We are below 0 up towards the upper Michigan border, 2 below right now in Iron Mountain. It's cold, but look at all those zeros on our wind speed map. With high pressure right overhead, the air is calm, and so there really isn't a wind chill factor. So it is and feels like 8 right now in Shawano. Calm conditions. There's the sun coming up. And there's also this high cloud cover. There's a little disturbance, which is bringing some snow and rain across Iowa, but that precipitation is going to pass well south of us. These clouds are giving us just a glancing blow. Well, they'll be thinning out as we head into the midday. So I think today, turning mostly sunny. Cold but calm. We'll have a high temperature of 32 degrees. Temperatures will be just a little bit above average for this point in February. In case you're wondering, a normal high temperature today, that'd be 28. But we're looking at a lot of low 30s this afternoon, and Pinpoint Predictor has 35 today in Wapaka and in Wautoma. As I mentioned, calm weather with the high pressure system right overhead. A lot of zeros on our hour-by-hour wind speed chart.
And I know that we're looking ahead to a big weekend because sturgeon spearing starts on Saturday. And so with those temperatures, I mean, we've got good ice conditions right now, but that could be changing.
Because for most of this winter, our temperatures have been running a little bit colder than normal. There's been stretches where it hasn't been that way, but if you look at the big picture, so we built up a decent amount of ice thickness. But as we go into our next weather maker, there's reason to be concerned that ice conditions may start to deteriorate in time for sturgeon spearing this weekend. We're expecting a February thaw into the weekend. We're going to be melting snow, and the ice is going to start to thin a bit. And you can see why. Our high temperatures starting tomorrow, rising into the 40s. And I just decided, you know what, I'm going to throw caution to the wind and put in a big 5-0 for a high temperature on President's Day Monday. We're going to have a massive amount of mild Pacific air flowing up over the Rockies and into the Midwest thanks to the jet stream flow across North America. And our temperatures are going to be running about 20 degrees warmer than normal for this time of year. Now, right now, if you're watching us in the Fox Valley, you probably have about 2 to 4 inches of snow on the ground. There's more in the North Woods. But with all this warm weather heading our way, well, that snow isn't going to last very long. First Alert Pinpoint Predictor shows that snow depth dwindling over the next few days. By the end of the weekend, well, all that's left across eastern Wisconsin are just the snow piles that you shoveled. And in the North Woods, look at how that snow depth decreases to like 1 to 3 inches. That's a far cry from the 10 inches on the ground in some places. And as Tammy pointed out astutely, yeah, with highs in the 40s, if you're going out to do any sturgeon spearing this weekend, you got to watch out for that ice thickness because it is going to change in some places. Check with your local fishing club because they have the pulse on what's going on as far as what areas are safe, what areas may be a little bit more risky. And there it is, your First Alert Super 7-day forecast. One other thing to point out, Tammy, is that with this melting snow, that moisture evaporates and gets up in the air. That could lead to some fog. And I'm a little concerned that Saturday morning, with temperatures in the morning below freezing and that moisture turning into fog, it's not just fog, it's freezing fog that could make for some tricky travel to start off the weekend. So there may be some reduced visibility and also some icy roads. But that fog is expected to thin out, and I think things will be better as we go into Saturday midday and also into Saturday afternoon.
Good to have a heads up. Thanks, Steve.
You bet.
Talking about the Winter Olympics in Italy. Oh, this is exciting. Kewaskum speed skater Jordan Stoltz now has his sights set on the 500-meter event on Saturday. The 21-year-old won gold for Team USA, setting an Olympic record during the 1,000-meter race. On Wednesday, Stoltz beat the previous record, which was set in Salt Lake City, Utah in 2002. Emerson, I know you got to meet up with him when he was training. You went down to the Pettit Ice Center in Milwaukee.
Did. So cool to see that in person.
Yeah.
I've seen it so many times on watching the Olympics and whatnot, but to see it in person, just how fast they go. They're actually going their fastest in the turns because of the way that the skates dig in and the G-forces and whatnot. But so cool to talk with him. I had mentioned during the morning show I was texting his dad last night just to congratulate them, and they're just so excited. Kewaskum, it's my hometown too. They are buzzing right now. So yeah, 3 more events for him too, and he's favored in all of them. So hopefully he can keep it rolling.
I'm curious to know. We see the speed skating on TV, and you can say, oh well, yeah, they're fast. But do the cameras really capture how quick it is when you're like right at ice level?
It's pretty cool how you kind of imagine like, oh, that's as fast as a car is driving down Main Street, right? Like that they are just
30 plus miles an hour
past. No, so it's tough. I think they do a really cool job showing it though. It's always one of my favorite Winter Olympic events to watch. So yeah, when you have someone from your hometown competing and winning as well, it makes it even more fun.
Loved how his dad shared that story with you. It was your We the People
story,
right?
Yeah, We the People series.
And they were like, yeah, we started on the pond. And
they shoveled off the pond.
Shoveling it off. And when he was little.
Yeah. So it's so cool to be able to follow along with just he and his sister both learning to skate on that pond, and his sister was in the crowd yesterday with his parents, Dirk and Jane,
really
watching.
cool.
So yeah, we're going to be continuing to follow along. Hopefully, 3 more gold medals follow the first one, but he's got that first one now. So the pressure hopefully. But that was the crazy part is I asked him, what's it like being so heavily favored and all that pressure, and he goes, I don't really feel it. He's like, I like pressure. If I wasn't the favorite, someone else would be, and we'd be trying to knock him down.
And a lot of athletes, they thrive on it.
Yeah, he's like, it was just cool as a cucumbber to the max. So definitely fun to cheer him on.
The athletes often say pressure is a privilege,
Yeah,
right?
100%.
So yeah, he's representing Team USA and making everybody proud. All right, so we'll be following that. All right, talking about burgers now. You can nominate your favorite burger joint starting tomorrow for Wisconsin's Best Burger Contest.
This is the 3rd year of the contest. It's designed to find the best beef burgers in the state. The burgers have to be 100% beef in order to be eligible. In March, the Wisconsin Beef Council will announce the top 8 finalists who got the most nominations so that customers and restaurant owners should try and recruit as many as possible. Then the winner will be announced in late March. That leads right into our live stream mission.
Listen to that sizzle,
good.
doesn't it? Oh my gosh. Okay, so we asked you on Facebook your favorite local burger joint, and we're pretty sure that this is our highest live stream mission responded to.
Passionate
Really?
about the burgers.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's check them out here. So more than 1,000 of you left comments on the posts, and here they are right
Oh,
here.
wow, look at that.
So we've got
Mims.
Mims,
Mims,
Charcoal Grill in
yeah.
Menasha, Drift Inn in De Pere.
Yes,
I've heard
that's
drifting
always
is very
busy.
good. Pete's Garage in Oshkosh, big fan
Hey.
of Pete's. Joe Rohr's Bar in Luxembourg, and then Basil's 2, not Basil's 1, Basil's 2 in Denmark.
I like how it's kind of all scattered about the
It
area.
is.
Yeah.
It's
That's
not
great.
like it's not all Green Bay. It's not all Appleton. It's
Bigger,
here and
small
there.
towns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. I can't
Garrett's
think of
asking
my
for our
favorite
Garrett?
right now.
Me? Do I have a favorite?
Around here.
I like Nicky's in De Pere.
Okay.
Okay.
I've only been there once, but I was taken there and said you have to try these burgers, and I did, and I was very glad that I went there. So I would put that toward the top of my burger list
Now,
here.
you see, Emerson, you weren't here yesterday. I was telling Tammy that our family has a Culver's problem, but Culver's doesn't count because it's fast food.
Yeah,
So
you
that's
can't.
that's a strike right there. No.
So, yeah.
But there's a lot of great places.
There's
You
so
said
many.
Greasy
Yes.
Spoons.
Yeah, greasy spoons, right? Like you love to find them, those small town restaurants.
I will say that my wife and I have had Al's a few times.
Oh, yeah?
And with the tater tots to go with the burgers, so that's always been nice.
Yum.
Yeah.
I need to find I had a burger joint that was a block and a half from my apartment when I worked in Wausau, and I was there a couple weeks ago, and I made sure to stop at that
Yeah.
burger joint because it is just delicious.
Yeah.
So you got to find that local spot here too. But
And you
yeah.
can nominate starting tomorrow. So you can go on.
There you
and
go.
We've got the link there.
Let's get one of ours to
Yes.
make the top 8.
Let's
That'd be
go.
exciting.
That'd be great. All right,
I want a
everyone.
burger.
Have a
Yeah.
great rest of your Thursday. Friday Junior.